in the evening. Of course, it's sold out, and it will be broadcast by RTL and RTL Plus, also in the audio stream from my colleagues at Eintracht TV. I'd like to welcome our manager Dino Toppmoller and our defender Robin Koch, and a warm welcome to all of you who are here. Dino, what is going to be important tomorrow against Tottenham? Yeah, hello, first of all. What will be important? Well, we could see in the first leg that it was quite tight, quite narrow, and of course that it's all about daily form also, that everybody is at 100%, but I'm quite sure that everybody will be at 100%. And then you also need this luck, a good plan, a good intensity. There are many factors which are important. It would be quite difficult to name them all. Everything is important, but the key for success tomorrow will be that we have a good start into the match, that we're right away on the pitch, that we make use of that advantage playing at home. I think everybody who saw the match yesterday at Dortmund, that the public and that playing at home can do something, although they didn't manage to get through because they had a very bad position to begin with, but our situation is better. Thank you. Robin Koch, how important is this match tomorrow for you and for the team? Yes, hello. I think you can feel it all over the city, in the club, in our team. Everybody is really looking forward to this match. And it was important after the match in London that we performed last weekend with that victory. And since then, the joy is quite big for next Thursday. Okay, now to your questions. Thank you, and hello to all of you. The question to both of you, one can feel the atmosphere around this match tomorrow. Is it the biggest match that you will have tomorrow, the biggest match of your career? It is for sure a very big match, a very big challenge to which we are looking forward. And yeah, as a head coach, I think I can say that I had a few matches in the Champions League as assistant coach, but now in this position as the head coach, yeah, it's really special. Yes, I would say also that on the club level, it's definitely the most beautiful match on which I can look. Of course, I already played important matches against the relegation with a huge atmosphere, but this is something completely different, and I'm really looking forward to it. A question for Dino. We saw Kevin Trapp and Ansgar Knauf in the practice session. Can you give an update about their health situation? Well, first of all, it's really nice that both of them are back on the pitch. Trapp is no question for tomorrow. He can't play. Ansgar managed to pass the test for tomorrow. Maybe he was integrated into the team practice sessions, but he couldn't do every exercise, but he will be part of the squad tomorrow. Robin, you just mentioned one can feel all over the city the atmosphere, that everybody is a little bit nervous and very much excited. Is that something you guys soak in also, because it can be a push? Or do you completely go blindfolded through this in order to stay focused? Well, as I said, everybody's really excited, and we should take this atmosphere with us. Of course, there is some nervous people, and we shouldn't take that with us, the fact being nervous. But of course, there's a certain tension which is also needed before such a big match. And yeah, we take the euphoria, but not the nervousness of the people. Dino, you just said that it's also about the form of the day, the daily form of each team. But when you just look at the figures, Tottenham lost against the 17th 2-4, and you won against number 18 in the Bundesliga 3-0. So everything is good, no? Well, thank you, but we still know about the quality of Tottenham. Of course, I know the results that they had recently, that they won also at Manchester United, that they won at Man City, and these are not little successes. It's quite special to win their matches there. So we know tomorrow there will be quite some penetration power coming in front of us, but we are convinced of our own quality also, especially what we showed so far. And the match from last weekend doesn't say anything, because the only thing where they can reach anything is the Europa League. So all of their focus is on the Europa League, and for us it's different. We can still win something in the Liga. We're on a really good path at the moment, but we know also that it's really difficult what we're confronting now. Dino, Robin was just talking about the nervousness of a few people. Alex Hellman also talked about the duty of the team. Sometimes there's a danger that maybe a team wants too much. I remember last year you wanted to win everything, and then the team was quite paralyzed in the end. How do you prevent that? Well, I don't think that I have to remember anyone in the team of all that. I know what Axel Hellmann meant and what it means for him personally. And it does mean the same for us personally. We're really hot for that match. We're really excited and looking forward to this match. We worked hard in order to get to this stage. And I think you cannot compare both scenarios, because back then there were those matches, I think it was in February, we weren't really in very good form, not in top form anyways, and maybe we didn't have that self-confidence, but we really worked hard in order to develop that confidence during the whole season, against the Bayern at home, against Gladbach with one man less, then with our public and all this energy. We won at Besiktas, we won at Ajax. So these are the moments which help a lot to develop your confidence, the confidence of my players, my confidence, all of the stuff. And last week we also had this big challenge in this stadium with this atmosphere, and we drew. So now all we want to do is get to the semifinals now. So considering your question, that maybe we could get paralyzed, I don't think so. We don't have to overpace, that's for sure, but we will make sure of that. Robin, back to the goalkeepers. What difference does it make for you if there's Kevin Trapp, someone who has a lot of experience, or with Carlos Santos, someone with less experience but a very good goalkeeper? I think that we have many young players in the team, and also with the double strain with the Liga, Bundesliga and the Europa League, we always have different formations, so you always play with other teammates, other players, and I think that is something that shows also our strength, that we have a broader squad and we still perform very good. And it's the same for the goalkeeper position. We have two excellent goalkeepers. Of course, Kevin Trapp has a lot of experience. Kao is younger, but he showed a very good performance during the last few weeks and months. So we are really happy to have them both. And as a defender, you're always happy when you know that one of those two guys stands behind you. Hello to all of you. Dino, you were just talking about the power and the atmosphere in this stadium, the power of the atmosphere. So it wouldn't be a surprise if you would be even more courageous tomorrow. So what is important tomorrow in order to prevent the counter-attacks, especially on the left side? maybe tomorrow they won't have the same spaces as in the first leg. And second question, you were talking about Carlos Santos and Kevin Trapp. Would he be fit enough to play from the beginning on? No, we won't do that. That's for sure. And the question, your first part of the question, how can we do it even better than in the first leg? I was just talking with Robin before that. We didn't have the feeling that we had 44% of possession. It felt like a lot less. So we need that possession. And we need to put clear ideas, our clear ideas on the pitch, because you always have to know which spaces do you want to play, because then there's also the defensive transition play, and it's always a matter of which spaces do you give them in order to not defend counter attacks but prevent counter attacks. Of course, we won't manage to do that at 100% to prevent every counter attack, but then we have our clear principles what we want to do when the opponent is coming with a lot of pace and dynamics towards our back four or back three. So of course there will be a few difficult situations, but in general we need to have a good structure in our own possession, that we play cleverly in those spaces and give less transition moments to the opponent. Robin, Axel Hellmann was cited already quite a few times with his quite emotional discourse. He also said that English teams, as soon as they leave England, they are maybe a little bit less powerful than on the British island. Do you agree with him, with your boss, or do you have another opinion, you who played in England? Well, I think we shouldn't count on that. We shouldn't expect that Tottenham all of a sudden don't know how to play football because they're away. Dino just mentioned that they play for everything tomorrow. Their league is more or less done in the Premier League, so they will give it everything tomorrow. And I think, especially in the connection with our public tomorrow, the stadium will be a lion's den tomorrow, but I don't think that Tottenham will give up too early. Hello, Dino. First question for you. When you have a duel on this level, you always have to count with penalty shots also. Now you have a guardian, a goalkeeper in your goal who has who already saved a few penalties, but in the front maybe you might have a problem. Did you already name your 5 first penalty shooters? And the same question to Robin, would you strike a penalty? So my answer is quite short. I'm not scared at all because I'm 100% confident in the boys, and if there will be penalty shots, well, there will be penalty shots. We can't change it. Yes, I see it exactly the same. We have enough boys who could score and strike a penalty, and I'm counting myself into that group. Robin, a two-part question for you. First of all, it was really remarkable, or it is remarkable all the time, that the Eintracht can focus on games that you play as it was a final, and you're really strong in that, with your mindset. How do you manage that? Because a team changes, there's always new players who are leaving the team. I don't know, how do you do that? Are you drugged or something like that? Because it's a really strong mindset. And the second part, how do you already think about a new potential triumph of Frankfurt, which is not that far away? And is this a motivator? Well, the answer is quite simple. We're completely focused on the match, and we always repeat that from match to match. Of course, you cannot guarantee that it's always 100%, but the formula is quite easy. You want to approach the match 100% concentrated. You want to prepare it 100%, and then the truth is on the pitch, and everything that comes afterwards, we don't think about it beforehand, but afterwards only. I know you don't want to talk about formations, but nonetheless, the right defender side, you have two different guys with Rasmus Christensen, who didn't have his best day on Sunday, and then Collins, who made a really good match. So is it for you still open, or is Rasmus, because of his experience, also his experience in England, is he definitely in the starting 11? I think that Rasmus made a really good match at Tottenham, and this should be the mark for this match now. We had really good control thanks to him, and yeah, Nwandi is a player we can count on. He proved it times and times again, and we said it times and times again. We always need him, and we need him to be focused. And against Heidenheim, it was clear from the beginning that Rasmus couldn't make the whole match, and then Nwandi came in and made a really good job. So we're really happy that on this position with Rasmus and Nwandi, we have two players who during the season always proved time and time again that they are top players for our team. That was quite the finish. Good finish. Last question. Do you have any more questions? I wanted to ask, maybe you were thinking about it, but the way back then into the final in 22, there was this big challenge with Barcelona in the quarterfinals. Maybe now also the biggest challenge with Tottenham. Do you think about it already, that maybe the path will be easier afterwards? Honestly, not at all. 0%. I'm that much in the tunnel right now, focusing on the challenge ahead tomorrow, that we don't think about anything else. But it was the same after the first leg. I didn't think about anything else than the match against Heidenheim, and now it's exactly the same. Sometimes it might sound weird that no one thinks really a little bit further ahead, but I think our focus should be 100% on only tomorrow. It happened quite a few times in the past that people wanted to do the second step before the first, and then it didn't work out. So tomorrow we want to be there 100%. We want to deliver a good match, and we want to qualify for the next round, and this is up to us. And then we will see what happens on the other pitches. That's also far away, and then we're focused on our next match against Augsburg. Dino, one player who's in the focus at the opponent, he's Mattis Tell. What is so special about him? When he came in, probably he also brought some new dynamic into the match. Do you hope that he rests on the bench for all the match? No, we want to play against good players, against the best of the best. And if he was to play, he should be on a top level, and that's what we want. Besides that, I don't want to talk too much about him. I don't want to boost his confidence that he's a good player. That's known, and I mentioned it a couple of times. Then tomorrow we play our match, and maybe you can repeat your question after the match. Thank you very much to all of